Hello again in this installment of Spiritual Wisdom. Today I'm going to be talking about what Goddess Hekate is not. I've spoke about what she is, but I'm going to speak about what she's not. So, Goddess Hekate is not a demon. A lot of people refer to Goddess Hekate as a demon in the sense that she's evil or demonic. But the word demon, interestingly enough, was a Latin word that meant lesser spirit. And it would usually refer to like pixies and spirits of nature and things like that. Whereas Hecate is not a lesser spirit, she's a very powerful goddess. So she's not a demon in the sense that she's evil or demonic. So she's none of those. She's not a demon. She's not evil or demonic. She's also not a vengeful goddess in the sense like, because Goddess Hecate is so loving and understanding, but because people think she's a dark goddess, which is just one part of her, they think it's if they do the slightest wee thing wrong, where they can peeve her off. But Goddess Hecate is very understanding. She understands the human condition. And Hecate's been around for thousands of years, helping lots of different people. And you can't help lots of different people by being angry at them. You've got to understand what's going through their mind, their heart, their soul. And Hecate has got that ability to understand what a person's going through, what's in their mind, their heart and soul in order to help them. And Hecate works from afar. She helps people in lots of different ways. But she's always very kind, compassionate and loving. And she's not vengeful in the sense if you do something wrong, she can be vengeful, but I would say she'd only be vengeful if you done an innocent person wrong, because Hecate stands up for the underdog, she defends the underdog. So if you hurt people for no good reason, then maybe Hecate would have a problem with that. If you hurted someone for no good reason, or you hurted an innocent woman, child, or an innocent person for no good reason, maybe Hecate would be wrong about that. But sometimes people try and work with Hecate, but they disrespect her. They've got this bad mindset of who she is, and because they think bad and ill of her, that affects the relationship. And Goddess Hecate refuses to. It's not that she doesn't want to help that person, but that person sees her in a negative light, so therefore Hecate can't help them. In the sense they don't want her help and they're seeing in a negative light. And if you're going to disrespect someone, call them names, call them things that are not true, even Hecate's wiser than that. How can I help you if you're going to disrespect me? You're not going to listen to what I have to tell you, And I think that's when Hecate draws the line with people if they're disrespectful intentionally. It's different if you're disrespectful unintentionally, but if you are saying things about her, like you're evil and all this, then she's not necessarily going to work with you if you're saying the wrong things, because she's not evil, she's not vengeful, she's also not controlling. People say this about Goddess Hecate as well, like if you don't follow what she tells you to do, you'll be punished for that. No, Hecate might give you advice and guidance, but she doesn't force you to follow that advice and guidance right there on the spot. She's got the gift of foresight, so she feels like I'm giving you the right advice and guidance. She knows that you're going to follow that in the right time, in the right way. And the right time, the right way. And Hecate always gives you the freedom to make your own choices, your own decisions. But she might say, well, I'm trying to help you, but if you don't, you can go your own. And she might give you advice and guidance, but if you don't follow that advice and guidance, that's your prerogative, and you might end up in a difficult or sticky situation that could have been avoided. But she always understands Hecate, and usually a lot of people Hecate comes to, they've got potential, and she sees that in them, and she's drawn to artists, creative people that have got potential but they can't see it. Hecate's drawn to those types of people, and they're drawn to her as well. So she's not a controlling goddess. She's never forceful with her advice or guidance. Yes, she would like you to take it on board, think about it for yourself, and if that advice and guidance makes sense to you, she would like you maybe to apply her wisdom and guidance to your life in your own way. She's also not a jealous goddess in the sense you've got to work with me and only me, and if you don't I'll punish you. She's not like that, because she was worshipped by many other goddesses and gods were worshipped alongside her. And even today, many pagans who worship Hekate, Hekate can sometimes lead you to other gods and goddesses as well. You know, it can help you. And Hekate will always be there as long as you want. And in some ways, Hekate will be there for you for life, because she feels you'll really benefit. Sometimes she'll just be there for you as long as you need her, and then when you no longer need her, she may leave. But she may bring you to someone closer. But Hekate always gives you what you need, not sometimes what you want, but I would always say it's more what you need, not necessarily what you want with Hekate, because she always gives you what's best, what's right for you. And she always helps people and gets them where they need to be. But in this aspect, her being a dark mother, a dark goddess, yes, she is dark, but not in the sense she's evil. She's dark because she's associated with the darker parts of life, like night time is a dark time. She's associated with death, which is a dark subject. And also Hekate teaches people, helps them with their darkness, teaches them their fears, their worries, and helps them, brings them to the torch, the light. So Hecate's always travelling in between light and dark, you know, and she is a goddess of many things. And she's very complex. But there'll be people every day that say bad things about Hekate, and Hekate doesn't care what these people say about her. I do, and I think Sarah, the divination witch, she cares as well, because when you love someone, you've got a good relationship with someone. If someone says things that are nasty or untrue about someone you love, you do get a bit defensive, a bit angry. But Hekate would just say to Sarah, the divination witch, would say to me, like, don't get angry or upset with people, because they don't understand and they're blind, and some of them will always be blind, and then you know, so don't. And it doesn't really bother Hekate what people say about her, because she still helps people, and she knows who's there for her, who's not, who can she help, and who is not ready to be helped by her. And some people will never accept Hekate or welcome her into their lives and that, and she's okay with that, because she always comes to the right people who respect her, who needs help, and who will benefit from her help. But she's not vengeful in any sense of the word vengeful. She's not evil, controlling, jealous, none of these things Hekate is. She's none of those things. She's one of the most kindest, loving and respectful deities I've ever met, because she's very loving, very wise, kind, respectful. She can be vengeful or curse people and do these things, but I would say Hekate would only do that under extreme circumstance, like if there was one of her followers that were really wronged. So if she had someone who really honoured, respected her, and they were a salt of the earth and they had a good heart, and they tried to help people and they done nothing wrong, and someone really hurted that person, and done that person a grievously harm or wrong, that would maybe get Hekate angry, and maybe she'd want to help that follower defend. And sometimes people don't know Hekate, but she still helps them from afar, because sometimes if there's someone who's been wronged, and that person was a vulnerable person who couldn't stand up for themselves or defend themselves, and someone took advantage of that person, that would really annoy Hekate, and maybe she would get angry or vengeful at that person. But more often not, Hekate is very wise, compassionate, and she always takes the right action. She always does what she feels is needed to be done. So she always addresses the situation with the right action. She always addresses the right action with the right intention. So she always takes the right course of action, Hekate. And she's so wise, compassionate, loving. That's what she is. What she's not is evil. She's not a demon. She's not vengeful, jealous, or controlling. These are sort of the negative things that people say about Hekate but are not true. And to me, they come from religious trauma. A lot of people, because Hekate is the Dark Mother, that's just one of her epithets, one of her aspects. People think, oh, if something's dark, therefore it's bad. And if something's light, it's good and it's only good, when that's not true. And as human beings, we tend to see the world in black and white, when things are much more complex than that. Yes, you can simplify things, but always remember, even if a story is simple, or a message is simple, things are always more complex. And the great thing about Hekate, if you feel her energy, she is a mystery. There's some things that are known about her, but very little, and she is very complex. But she is also very kind, compassionate, And her calling in life as a goddess is to help lost souls. That's her role. Be they living, be they dead. People like me who were once lost and still have issues and problems. Hekate helps us get where we need to be. Helps us build our confidence, believe in ourselves, better ourselves, and empower ourselves. Hekate helps people do that. And she comes to people that will benefit from her help and assistance as well. And she's very loving, compassionate. And when people, even if there's some witches who say they work with Hekate and they had a bad experience, that wasn't Hekate. That was their religious trauma. So that wasn't Hekate. They've got bad thoughts and pre-misconceptions about Hekate. And if you've got pre-misconceptions, meaning you're already thinking things that are not true, you're already misinformed. There was one woman with Sarah, the divination witch, done a reaction video on it, and what she said in the video, and it was quite a lot, like, she'd said, I don't know the history of Hekate and I don't care about the history. And to me that was foolish. If you're going to work with these gods, these goddesses, it's important to know their history, their mythology. But that's what she said. And in the future, in my channel, as the channel grows, there may be some reaction videos what I'll do as well. So there'll be some reaction videos as well what I'll do. But I really loved the divination witch, Sarah, how she reacted to this woman which said bad and negative things about Hekate but are not true. And I'll be talking about Goddess Hekate a lot on my channel this week. But I would also encourage you, I'm grateful if you're new here and you subscribe and you join the channel and click the bell icon so it'll help it grow. But to all of you who have been here for a while, I'm grateful for your support, and I'm just grateful I've got this little community here as well. And it's so great to talk about Hekate because she's one of my favourite person. And it's just like, people in life can think things about you. They can think things about a person, but they don't even know that person. They just think it, and they think it, but they don't know. They don't actually know in their heart and soul, because they're making that misconception, or they're thinking it. And our thought is just that. Our thoughts aren't always true, but what you feel in your heart, your gut, your soul, when you get that really strong gut intuition feeling, then chances are if your intuition's telling you that, it's true. But if you're just thinking it, and that comes from an emotional place, then chances are that isn't the truth. And a lot of people, it's like with Aphrodite as well. People just think with Aphrodite she's a goddess of love and beauty and that's it. But Aphrodite is much more complex than that as well, and so is Hekate. Hekate is a very beautiful, complex goddess. And I would recommend, if you're interested in Goddess Hekate and you'd like to learn more about her, then this is the channel for you, because I work with Hekate a lot and I'm always learning more about Hekate. And also Sarah, the divination witch, I'd recommend you check her channel out as well, because she's got a full playlist about Hekate and she talks about Hekate a lot as well. However, this is me just sharing a little bit of information and knowledge about what Hekate is not. And I'll make another video about what Hekate is and what she's not. This is me just explaining what she's not. And to end the video, I'm going to repeat what I've said, because the message in this video is the most important thing. And Hekate is not a demon. She's not evil. She's not controlling. And she's not jealous or vengeful. So she's none of those things. And that's the message I'm trying to get out here. And she's not someone to be afraid of either. You know, yes, at first glance, maybe some images of Hekate might seem a little bit scary and dark, but that's her energy. And there's a lot of different, when you work with Hekate's energy, it's very primordial, it's very old, and there's lots of different aspects to Hekate as well. And despite what people think or look at an image of her and might find that image quite scary, she's actually very loving, very helpful, and very compassionate and understanding, and not someone to be afraid of. And if you can work with Hekate, and if you feel drawn to her and you're interested in her, then this maybe is her trying to reach out to you and say, I'm here to help you, guide you as well. However, as always, thank you for watching, thank you for your support, and until next time, may part meet again. Blessed be.